Hi everybody, it's Audrey. Welcome to day 3 of 'Tis the Season, 12 Days of Holiday Scrapping videos and layouts. Please be sure to check out Virginia Walker's video and Lorimar Ortega's video, and we also have another guest joining us today, and that is Beth Solar. So all three of those ladies have holiday videos up as well. Okay, so I am going to use a cut file today. This cut file is from the Cut Shop, and Ashley Horton ran the Cut Shop. She's no longer making cut files, but the shop is still open. There are a ton of amazing files in there that you can go check out. And when she made this file, I just knew I had to use it. So I have been waiting to use this cut file for a while, and I will explain to you why when I show you my photos here. So I've just kind of positioned the cut file on the page and just kind of playing around to see where I want my photo to be. I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm going to go with this so that my photo kind of is in the center and highlighted there. Okay, so I'm going to back this. I'm going to back the Santa hat first with some plain red cardstock. And so I'm going to trace this a little bit here. And so notice that my cut file is upside down, and I am tracing on the back of my cardstock. Well, I guess in cardstock it doesn't really matter because it's the same color on both sides. Although if you want the texture to be on a particular side, you have to pay attention to that. But so I'm going to trace that, and then I'm just going to take the whole rest of the cut file and just kind of line it up on the edge of a piece of pattern paper. I was going to trace each letter, but it was just going to be too much, I think. Or wait, maybe I do trace each letter. One of these words I don't trace. I decide just to glue the whole thing down. I think I started with the S, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to do the rest with just gluing the whole thing right to the pattern paper and then fussy cutting around it. The papers and stuff I'm using are from the November 2020 Hip Kit Club kit. So I was excited to use that. So I was going to do something to kind of jazz up my Santa hat a little bit. So I went with my Nuvo drops. I don't know what you call them, puffy paints. They're kind of like a puffy paint. And I like how this comes out. The red is a little bit too dark, and then something else that happened at the end, which you'll see, is that when it completely dried and had been dry for a couple days, it started to crack a little bit because I had put too much of a thick layer on. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's fine. I mean, you can't really even see the cracks once it's, you know, flat and laying there. So I'm just going to fill this in just to give a little texture, but you can see how much darker red that is. Plus, it takes forever to dry. Okay, so I backed the I Know Him with a different color, and I'm just going to go through and start finding some little embellishments to add. So this picture is me with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and that's actually my mom and dad. My mom and dad are certified Santa and Mrs. Claus performers. They went to Santa school. They have their own Santa business. My dad is a mall Santa. This year they're doing video chats. They do all kinds of special events. They do home parties. They've been at fire stations. They've been at pancake breakfasts. They've done so many things, and they started this a couple years ago when they were disappointed in my own children's experience with Santa Clauses with fake beards and, you know, black mustaches underneath their white beard, and the kids could see it. So anyway, my mom and dad decided that they wanted to continue to bring joy to children, and they really went to a Santa Claus school where they teach you how to interact with children and laws and the words to songs and just all kinds of things. So they love it, and they, like I said, they're doing video chats this year. I'll do a shameless plug and put their link in the in my description below, but they're booked for this year. But anyway, so Santa, I know him. So what I decided to do with my embellishments here is, you can see I'm going with a particular theme. I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I'm going to stick with the red. I picked out a little Santa die cut, and I'm going to use yellow as my other kind of pop of color. And I'm not going to do anything else. I was really tempted to add in some green, but I thought I'm just going to stick with the red and yellow, a little bit, I guess, non-traditional color combo for a Christmas page, but I really love how this comes out at the end. So as you can see, I picked out a lot of red and yellow things, and then I found some black just some black branches and things that I will add in as well. So the reason I don't have the Santa, oh, there's the Santa. I was going to say is it's still drying, and I did not want to smudge that Nouveau, those Nouveau paints there because, yeah, if you smudge that, I'd probably have to do the whole thing over again. So it's still drying, and I just put it on here kind of as a placeholder just to kind of see where I want to start positioning things. So I'm scattering my branches and my yellow bits around and just seeing where these little embellies will fit in. I love these die cuts. Hip Kit Club does such an amazing job each year with their exclusive holiday kits. If you have not checked out, I don't know if the November kit is still available, but this is the November kit, not December. But just again, so many amazing things. I still have last year's and the kit from the year before as well, and I use them all the time. So amazing holiday kits and so much stuff. Like you could do so many pages with the stuff in these kits. So this pattern paper is from this kit as well. I'm going to gesso the background and kind of smooth that out. I put too much on there. Let me scrape that off. And that's just my Pampered Chef scraper. I'll soften that up. And then, okay, so what color do I use? I was thinking about doing gold because I have the red and yellow, but then I decide to chance it and I'm going to go with the red. And I am using a Shimmer's Creamies in, it's called Red Neckin. And then I am using a spray too. I don't know if it's an Inklings. I can't remember, but it's it's called, what is the red called? Scarlet Fever, maybe? I know it has the word scarlet in it. Scarlet something. Anyway, those two, I mean, you really can't tell the difference. One's a little bit more pink, but you really can't tell the difference here. And I'm just going to go through and add my splatters and kind of mix some of those areas in a little bit. I realize I always kind of make the same shape when I'm doing my mixed media. It's kind of like a diamond shape. When I just noticed that when I was rewatching the video for this page, I'm like, gosh, I make that shape a lot on my page. I guess it depends on how I have things lined up. Okay, I went through and used some Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine, and I am splattering with my White Illusions. This is my new favorite thing to do with the Christmas pages. I think I've done this on all of them already, is use my white splatters on top of the color. I just love what that does. And it kind of makes it look snowy and wintry. I think my Santa hat has dried, maybe not. When I was thinking about this page and this photo and this cut file, I was considering like using all Santa embellishments, like take every Santa embellishment I could find and you know, just scatter the page with Santas. But I kind of like just having the one little Santa, which is so cute, on the corner of my photo. And I love that we are in front of a pine tree outside because it just kind of adds to the branchiness and the feeling of holiday. This is my mom and dad's first event last year. They did a fundraiser and it was like a Jingle Bell run for the Arthritis Foundation, and so they actually volunteered to go greet the runners at the finish line and just kind of walk around and talk with people in the crowds and chat with kids and stuff, so that was pretty fun. I'm kind of like their manager. Okay, so you can't have a Santa page without a ho ho ho, and I saw those colors and the reds and pinks, like the shades of red of those, that ho 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 was perfect. So as I'm kind of layering this page and putting the things on, I'm noticing that the red Santa hat, that red is just so different from all the other reds, and it really stands out, which is good because I like that. But I am going to go back in at the end here and kind of just add a little bit more of those Nouveau bits on some of the other things, just to kind of bring in some more of that red. Okay, a few stars and kind of that yellowish mustard color. And I will start gluing things down. So the things that are all the way in the bottom of the page, or the bottom of all the layers, I'm going to glue down first, and they kind of act as placeholders so that I remember where to put everything else when I pick them up off the page. I like gluing this way because, so I lay everything out and then I go back and glue everything down, and then it helps me so that nothing's permanent until I want it to be, because I am using the liquid glue. Once most of the time. Once you get that liquid glue on there, it's almost impossible to get anything off without ripping it to shreds. So I put some things flat, and then I'll layer some things up with foam squares. These sometimes these foam squares, what I did right here is I'll cut them in half just to kind of fit behind an area better. I'm running out of these size. I've been using a lot of this kind of bigger size of foam square. Got to get some more. When I was picking patterned papers, I kind of wish I had put the Santa in the paper that I wrote the I know him in, so the red paper with the stars, and then left the plaid for the rest of the phrase, because I feel like the I know him part stands out a little bit more because it's more solid red, but it's fine. I do love the red plaid in there. And it adds just some fun. And oh my gosh, I am so happy that these candy canes are facing opposite directions. I know that sounds so stupid, but when I was taking them out of the kit, I'm like, oh, and they were kind of scattered on my table, and they weren't going the same direction. Well, they weren't in the same orientation. I'm like, oh my gosh, please be going opposite directions, because if they were going in the same direction, I know little things like that just drive me crazy, but it kind of frames it better when they're going in opposite directions, and then the curve is going outwards as opposed to like if I had switched those two candy canes. I don't know, because you kind of want, that creates more movement for your eye to go off the words. What else? I'm just going back in, and some of these stickers that I had put on there, I'm going to add a little bit of reinforcement with some liquid glue, so all these puffy stickers, stars, and the ho ho ho. This page ends up, I mean, I love this page, and I was really excited to scrap this photo and use this cut file, so, and I love how this color combo came out, so one of my favorite pages so far. Here's a boatload of close-ups coming your way. So lots of different layers, and just the red and yellow is really pretty. Actually, I'm glad I went with the red and yellow combo for this with a little bit of black. You can see there in that Santa hat how the red Nuvo dropped kind of cracked in the white a little bit too. So it is what it is. Am I going to go back and fix it? Nope. Am I going to worry about it? Nope. I also see the Santa's mouth. I added that little bit of red Nuvo drop there. And then on those berries in the top of this close-up. So, oh, and on the bell, I put the ribbon. I added some that darker color red. So there's all the layers. This is page 3 for the 12 days, day 3. Please go visit the other designers' pages and videos as well. And thanks so much for watching today. Stay scrappy, friends. Happy holidays.